Since with the evil of life, I am enjoying the beautiful river in Allegheny, hanging out with some geese that are chilling. We're just on the shore amongst all of these beautiful stones that have been smooth. It looks like they're on a date because another geese is on its way. This land is very spiritual to the indigenous and Native American tribes in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh has always been a place where a lot of people have come all over the place often and traveled. I'm very thankful. We also have some ducks too that are nice that are here. And so they're just eating food, and I'm just going to tune in with you all and talk about what I've been going through. So, like I said, just me, knowledge is power, and with that comes responsibility. And just me knowing myself got a lot of people insecure in who they are because I know who I am. And, I've been receiving a lot of threats and different things like that. I know what a lot of people do when they're celebrating the death of loved ones is have balloon ceremonies. And the word balloon backwards is the first three letters backwards is lab. And like I said, we're in a lab experiment. So a lot of people are threatening me, and I'm saying, but that's because they feel threatened. That's because they're not a threat. And that's because I'm a goddess. And what I realize it's just not small businesses and small minded people that are copying off of me, but it's also big business and corporations. And the word business at the end, we have ESS. And my name's Essence. And I come with that presence, real sensational. I come with the gifts, spiritual, material manifestation, sun, moon, all of that sensation. Saturn, Mars, I'm coming through it. I have Aquarius in my Saturn, Mars in my Saturn, and those are the signs of my parents. So I connect that. I'm from the hill. The Saturn finger is the middle finger, the Mars finger is the thumb. Put those together, and I say hi, HI. That's the gang sign for where I'm from, the Hill District, where I was raised at. People are hating because I'm aligned. And when I do other signs and mantras with my symbol, it all connects to me. When I have my Jupiter up, my index finger, that connects with me and my sister. We're Jupiterians. That's in Virgo. And when I have my pinky up, that's in Aries. So I have Aries and Mercury. So it all connects. And this is the bull. I'm 0 degrees. Taurus, solar. And right now we're in this summer season, in this spring summer season, we're entering into the Chiron in Taurus. So this is a perfect time to heal. I'm coming into my essence, and I'm looking forward to going to school for the next 6 months. And what my mother had just told me today is that she realized that 6 months ago, some of these haters that been hating on us in our community have been trying to steal my idea. They've been stealing my parents' ideas since I was a young girl. Since I was a child, I would see people steal off my mother and father, off their innovative Aquarius aqua ideas. They poured everything into me, all of their flowing waters, and it made me a Pisces. So I came to redeem them, and I came to put everything in perspective. So it's really small when somebody steals my idea because they really can't steal it. They could try to capture my energy. They named the business Essence Eco, and I've been doing that for years now. And as some of you may or not know, I'm an upcyclist. I'm a recyclist. I started with the business called Silver Lining that was all about recycled clothing, upcycled clothing, using materials, taking garbage, taking different materials from the environment and turning it into fashion. I've been a part of an event from the Salvation Army called the Garbage Bag Gala, where I have made a beautiful umbrella dress. We know that a fashion designer, Robert Wong, have I know a lot of people were making umbrella dresses, but it was just really uncanny that his was similar to mine, and some of his other fashion designs, like his wedding dresses, were kind of similar to some of the things that I was going to do and things like that. So there's just a lot of people copying off me. I'm thankful for the geese and the ducks when I'm at the river. I'm thankful for the deer and the insects that come through to these lives and try to come connect with me and, sit and be present with me. I'm very thankful for that. I'm thankful for all of you people from all over the world connecting with me. And I just want you to know, although some people may, plagiarize off your work, copy and steal off your ideas, it's really big because they're really trying to steal from the most high, in the flesh, our God is a living God. That's what the Africans say. And it's true. And they try to take, depending on how we move or who we're with or how we're moving or how we're how we're grooving, they try to use our energy at a certain time and place in our lives to try to come up with these corporations to try to shrink us and put us in a demiurge and try to weigh us down and try to hold us and capture us in an entity because, you know, with that energy, people want to institutionalize us and capture us because we're so captivating. But, there is a pack. They're like, like a pack of wolves, you know, whether we're with the wolf pack or we're the lone wolf, there is always people that are trying to build thousands, even hundreds of years before we're even being reincarnated back into our human bodies. And that's stuff that I've noticed. Even just looking around at the United States of America, I've noticed my footsteps in the sand. I've noticed my history. I've noticed my heritage. Even looking around the world, you'll start to notice, you'll see names that have certain names of your family members, even yourself, cities names, street names, and things like that. And you'll really be able to connect the dots with who you are and who's been trying to come against you. But it's really a spirit that's coming against you. It's really a pack of legions in different areas and different regions. For instance, these fraternities, sororities, clubs, gangs, and different institutions are connected to certain archetypes and certain deities and even neighborhoods. So there's a spiritual essence. There's an esoteric essence in just the land itself, and that's why we have language. And what I notice is that, I feel that people are able to be able to use language to go to war. We're using the English language constantly. It's all over the world. People are using English all over the world. So it's no wonder why England is continuing to press the euro. And I realize, the euro is a pound, but it's shaped like an E, like essence. And I know the dollar is a dollar, but it's shaped like an S. And my name is ES, and I noticed that in sense it's shaped like a C, and I have ESC, ESSENCE in my name. And I realized, being all earth signs, Capricorn rising, Taurus sun, progress, and Virgo moon, they're really trying to captivate the milk and the honey from me, the honey and milk, Muhammad, Ham, and are really trying to materialize off of who I talk to, where I go, and just really try to put me in a corpse, in a box, my soul, my spirit, so they can continue um, these things. And representing the goddess, representing the feminine, I'm trying to work through things the best I can. But as I realize, as I'm trying to get out of these things, I'm just delving deeper into these cycles and these webs that are trying to entrap me and keep me in a cycle of repetition. And that's really just ultimately trying to undo me. Like, even using this language, just talking to you all, recorded at the river, which is connected to me and my and to God and Goddess. It's a sacred land. Just what it's been named in English, what it's been named in Native American language. um it's really connected to me, and and the people. And I realized that they're trying to use neighbors against me, using the whole concept of neighborhood and neigh and horses, because I'm connected to the horse spirit. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm connected to Crazy Horse. I'm connected to the Chi, to the Cha, and those energies. And in that we have China. They're also involved in it as well. You know what I'm saying? We have Jamaica, we have Japan, and there is a connection with them. There's a connection with those two countries, just like there's a connection with Bahamas or Bali. Two Caribbean countries, two Asian countries, they are connected with each other because they have those same names, even if they are English. So I can identify with cultures all over the world, from the Caribbean to the Asians and everywhere in between, because I am Earth energy, I am Earth essence, I am Earth abundance, and I'm really thankful that people can listen to the things that I'm going through, that I'm documenting, because it's important that I have witnesses so they can't stop my wetness, my S, and my flow and my ebb. And I'm down at the river, and I just want to talk about some things that I realized. So I know that, there's 8 hours, there's 3 8 hours in a day, 8 8 8. And that is significant that we have 3 8 hours in a day, and they add up to 24, which adds up to 6. I know in 8 hours, those letters are EH, and my other last name is House. And so we sleep for 8 hours, we play and work for 8 hours, we do those different things. And what I realize is, you know, applying to these funds can be very tricky because funds are trying to put you in a funeral type of situation when it's backed by people who are who are backing slavery and backing unfair trade and different things like that, and really are trying to harvest on the God and goddess energy of the creator, of the sovereign creator. And that deals with SC dollar cents, those cents, sovereign creator. And they're really trying to capture the most high in a green dollar bill and colorful bills and coins, trying to deface us and debunk us and everything like that. And I'm here to um, speak about what I've experienced. For instance, I was working on a grant today, and I had copied questions. And I realized in that copying questions, we have the letter CQ. And years ago on Halloween, QC, the manager of the Migos, was being linked between the death of Offset. And that day that Offset was murdered, my brother Noah was also murdered on Hermitage. And I talked about that previously before. And so people are very jealous of me getting ahead. So they try to take the chosen children of the Most High and try to take them away from me. Like I told you guys, I'm experiencing a lot of people that's just upset because I know who I am, and they're trying to take people, places, and things from me. Things like my property, my businesses, people like my loved ones who don't hate on me, who don't have jealousy in their heart. Rather, they're trying to take their life through imprisonment or through the death. They're trying to stop me, but I'm not afraid. I'm realizing as I move forward that these people are more afraid, that they know that they're ultimately not on God's side, and they're trying to undo us, and they're separating us. And I realized even when I was walking to this part of the river, there was a fork in the road, and fork in the road is fur. FER and FIR. And as I told you, we have firmament that is holding us here on in this planet dimension, and that goes hand in hand with God. Like we have a roof over our head, and we have hair, and we have fur like animals, and that's all connected to God. And I realized, record and farm, somebody left fur where I was gardening at. So people are trying to leave cues. The partner that I've been with had done a jingle for Snapple in the past, and they offered him that opportunity to opt this out. Somebody left a Snapple bottle because the name of this river has his acronyms in it. It has actually the letters of my soulmate and twin flames names of it, and they're trying to do these river and bridge spells on me. For instance, I'm from the city of Bridges. I have court coming up with a judge named Bridges. when I was a juvenile, the judge I had was named Rangos, and she's connected to a school, a college that was actually founded with some of my energy, called Carnegie Mellon University. Her husband's family has a hall called the Rangos Hall, and I'm connected to Rango because I've been out here tangoing for a mango, for a mango. I'm a Virgo, so they're always trying to get the OG, the orange, the green, the gold, the green, the orange, and trying to do um, little spells on me, trying to make it seem like I'm desolated and I have no place to go. So I am here to basically uncover what's been really going on so that when I have to defend my family members to the death, that I can beat the case. And even when it's, whether it's recorded or non-recorded, I need people to know what's going on. And another thing I realized is that my brother's brother Noah, was his life was taken, and my brother and I are MCs, we're master of ceremonies. So they try to mock us, master of ceremonies. They try to calm us and put us on a web. And so are my brothers and lovers, we're artists. And so my sisters are artists as well. We dance, we design, we make food, we make music. We come from our heart, we make art. And I'm making sense of it all because I realize that people are literally trying to rip my heart out and do me apart, because I'm connected to the rainbow, which is connected to Noah's Ark. And people are really wicked. I've been to, like I was telling y'all the other day about an amusement park we have here in this neighborhood called Kennywood. People are, when I was a young girl with my first boyfriend, we went on a ride called Noah's Ark, and it was celebrating Halloween. And I realized a lot of people are trying to do those Halloween trick or treat spells on me. Um, because they want to get a leg up, they want to be able to get intimate with me, that they want to sink. You know, so as a child, some people who have been trying to perpetrate and be in my family have tried to go trick or treating with me in different neighborhoods like that. But really, what they was trying to do was trying to steal my energy, because the reason why there's these holidays, including Halloween, is because of me. And what they try to do with those energies is try to make it negative, try to make it gruesome, when there are actually areas and times where the veil, the E veil, my veil, is very thin to connect with the ancestors. So they try to use my number like 31 or 13. My father was born on the 13th. People connect that to Friday the 13th. The quarterback that I was dating in high school, who took me to the Fright Night at Kennywood's jersey, was number 13. And also, I'm connected to 4. I'm connected to that number, and people really try to use the things I went through as a child. Even my sibling's birthday. My brother, I spoke about him, Johanna. He was born on the 14th, and as early as just 14 years old, at 14, they had someone that I was dating throw a snowball at me, so basically they could be able to like do witchcraft on me, like, and try to have like an ice age. And now we got Drake coming out with the song Iceman, because he knows that my man's the warmest and he's trying to melt us because they're witches. And I realized that they really tried to do this Dorothy and Wizard of Oz spell on me. So these people really want to be mentioned. They really want my key, because I hold the keys not just to the city but to the world. And they really think that they could take it from me, because I am the door, I am the wood, I am the earth, I am the tree, and it's all connected to me. So these entities, thousands, hundreds, decades of years ago, really are in a legion and a pack to try to stop the things that I'm doing. And what I realized, even preparing documents, preparing drafts. In the word documents, we have dock. People are trying to dock upon our waters and rivers. That's why, if anyone in Pennsylvania ever noticed the Pennsylvania flag, it's a ship that's on water, that's connected to the land. And really, the adjudication system is just really mocking me, and it's trying to judge upon it's trying to base on my court spiritually. And they really want they really been trying to pipeline me and get me a part of the juvenile and criminal system so they can mock me and so they can switch roles because I carry Saturn and Neptune energy. And what they're trying to do is have a seesaw effect where they have me down and they're up. So they're trying to keep my planet down. They're trying to tilt me. My birthday connects with latent space, which I learned about on Understanding 317. And there's also a mountain in the Barbados called Mount Kimmel. I'm connected to Kim. I'm connected to Michael, and that the height of that is 3.17, I believe, kilometers or more distance high. So there's just a lot of things going on. I'm realizing even someone said boom clap. Well, we know that BC is before Common Era. We know BC's baby Christ. And what I realized, a lot of people are trying to betray me, or trying to capture me. I dealt with it. It's just what royalty goes through, just what an empress like me goes through. People have tried to really weigh upon me, and they have these partings where they expunge your record, but it's really not an opportunity because they're trying to wrap the dawn and they're trying to expunge it. They're trying to soak up our melanin like a sponge. And another thing I realized, just in the midst of, like I said, I was copying questions from a previous grant that I applied to, the day that I went to jail on June 14th, 2024. I was copying those questions, putting them on my email. We have email because they're trying to come against essences men, essences male, my L. And we know in the word A-L-E, we have L, which refers to beer, whether it's made with hops or gender. And in L, we have Allah, we have the Most High, we have the Sovereign Creator, who I've been with all my life in the spirit and in the flesh. And I decided to come here and connect with the people of the world instead of trying to connect with my man Allah, my man Muhammad, my man Christ, my man Jesus, my man, all of these names, because I have to connect with them. That's inside of me. I'm not alone. I'm not separate from them. They're inside of me. We all have masculine and feminine energy. So if I can't conversate with them and make up solutions because we're being conquered and divided, we don't have to be like a strawberry daiquiri, like a stronghold. But if that's the case, then I need to talk to the public about the things I'm going through, and just me preparing questions from the grant, they think that they can PD me. I've noticed that somebody switched the name in my phone and put it in PD, and I understand that really ultimately there's really no one on my side. Even as much as my parents or siblings or so-called loved ones or friends want to be on my side, they really are ultimately, I don't want to say they're not on my side, because I am on their side, even though me just talking to certain people can come in between us and doing certain things. So I don't want to say they're not on my side, but I know that they ultimately don't have the heart and the key like I do. And that's why people are trying to conquer and divide us, because I have solutions. And people are so pressed because this is the era and this is the time where I have came into myself and have realized who I am. And so, yeah, people say move in silence. Maybe I'm talking too much, but those are the people who are trying to molest you and say, don't tell nobody. Shh. They're trying to molest Esther. Less S. And that's what's been happening. They're trying to rape the planet. They're trying to molest me. A lot of businesses from all over the world come to America just to try to suck God and goddess energy. And they really try to get things misconstrued. They're really jealous of me. They have tried to put my soul in businesses, fashion brands, motor vehicle, auto brands, housing complexes, just every type of industry you can think of is trying to indus me, like the word dust, like the word suds. They're trying to try me, and I've been connecting with the ancestors. Like I said, I'm going to talk more about what um, the songstress Aaliyah and I have went through. We share a lot of the same energies and everything like that. Things that I have realized, how I'm linked to people that are around me and celebrities that's trying to really tell me what's going on. And I realized just in preparing documents, they think I'm just supposed to get it all through. But if you really think about that, all that's conditional. How fast it gets done, doing something right away is raw, or AW. That's war backwards. So it doesn't matter if I do it right or way. No matter how I do it, they're trying to turn everything I do against me. And sometimes I'm able to decode things by being humorous. But you got to watch out for being humorous because you don't want to get a tumor. You know what I'm saying? They call tumors, they say that they're benign, which is connected to me. In Ghana language, in the word Ghana, we have G Hannah. My brother is the oldest. His name is Johanna, so he's the G. And they continue to threaten my brother. Well, in the Ghana language, I was born on a Tuesday, and that means Abina. So they're always trying to use Big Ben spells on me. The quarterback of this city, for a long time was Ben. His number 7. That's connected to my family and my loved ones, the number 7, and also God. That is the God energy, and it's connected to us, whether it's the jersey number of my loved ones, their numerology, my degree, the letters in their names, the colors and different things like that. So I'm really trying to connect because I don't want to be I can't be the only one that's fearless. In the word less, we have S, we have LS. And they say trying to shrink the earth, they say trying to shrink me and take away from me, but that's really because they're fearful. And even though they have time machines, 20, 30-year, 40, 100-year time machines, to where they're able to go back into my past and do something in my childhood so it can jog a memory, so I can see what they're doing in this day and seeing the infiltrate, how they tried to better business bureau me, betray um my betrothed, like the movie trademark Toni Morrison, Beloved, where the mother wanted to kill her child because she didn't want her to go up the river and be a slave. Well, I went through a lot of abuse. And I'm like Beloved. I'm back. I didn't die. I'm still hairy. I ain't trying to be funny because it ain't funny. And I'm unveiled. They want to touch me in the inside. They want to get to the core. Um, they want to get, Nelly was just in town. My man thought he was meeting Nelly at the airport as a coincidence, but no, Nelly was trying to meet him. My man's the real celebrity. Nelly was trying to meet him, but they tried to switch it up. But really, he invented apple bottoms for me because I had an apple bottom when I was 17. They tried to make me lose it. When I was 17, they tried to have my first love come in and get some of that essence. And then they tried to have my last love, get some of that Muslima essence, that Muhammad. So they got these 17 spells. I was born on the 17th. They be trying to switch up things and stuff like that. But we ain't having that. We know they punks. They don't want to come out the house. They don't want to come out the car. Every time it's time for a scrap, there's either police or kids around. They don't really want to do nothing. But that's just the first beginning. And I'm not making threats. My mom told me not to say that I'm going to evict the people that stole my business. But what they're doing right now is telling audio engineers not to work with me, trying to get me to download these apps that's trying to summon me. You know what I'm saying? Making it seem like I got to have a home recording studio while they're trying to take my financial resources and everything like that. But ultimately, and let me slow it down so y'all can really feel me, but ultimately, I'm going to make music how I want to make. And even though they're trying to say and tell people what to text me, they're really telling people to tell and text me spells. And these people don't really know what they're saying to me. Even you guys sometimes are being told to comment and things like that. And even if you don't comment on my posts, they know who you are. They whether you like it or not, whether you're quiet, they monitor everything and everyone that I'm connected with because they're fearful that I'm going to connect those ions because I am a lion, and that's why we have, um, million, billion, trillion. They want to take the trill out of me. They want to take the bill out of me. The William Penn. My brother is William. They want the bill from me. The liberty. The BIL. The LIB, that's liberty. We know what they did with Bill Cosby from PA, from Philly, who got the bail, who got the lib. They tried to say that he was doing things that he didn't do. Let's just come with it. Let's just be true. They are trying to lie, and they are trying to stop good guys from doing what they want to do, just like they lied on Michael Jackson, just like they lied on Tupac. They all tried to, just like they lied on Zora Neale Hurston. They all accused them of sexual allegations of things that they didn't do. People was chasing them. They wasn't chasing people. People was lining up around the corners around their rooms, knocking on their doors. It wasn't the other way around. And even my brother went through something like that, where he was lied on when he went to a school that's supposedly a HBCU, but it's called Cheney, like the child, like the Christ, like the child. They're really trying to put us in chains. So we got to be careful when we say, let's hang out. I said that today. But we don't need to be hung together. We don't need to do that. They're really trying to hang us. They're really trying to strange us. They got street rangers, strangers, they're ops. They want to make it seem like it's just a casual conversation. But business casual is like bump clock is BC. It's the before coming era. They're really trying to take baby Christ out of me, because there's no way in this life that I can fear these people who have been fearful of me before my own grandparents met. That's how deep it goes. I was able to realize things that they were doing in my great grandparents' history hundreds of years ago, 100 years ago, and in the states that they're from, and how it connects with me today. So I want all of you to think about the past and your family lineage and your history and the things that you identify culturally, because you need to connect the dots of these things happening. And like I said, I got a lot of haters. They want to connect to different family members of mine, whether they're blood family members of mine or water family members of mine. They want to connect with places, people, and things. But ultimately, they have lost. They're defeated. They know it. Time is of the essence. It's only a matter of time before I come to a point in life where they have to be sentenced for the crimes that they have done, for the treacherous crimes that they have done against humanity, against the universe, against me, Mother Earth. And they know it. And even though they have already been sentenced before, and even in the present, I'm going to make sure that I, the Mike, the Mick, the Kim, and Kimettes, that I hold them accountable for the things that they have done, continuing in the future and in every lifetime, because not this time. It's not going to happen. Not today. Like they said in my show, Game of Thrones. God got him, but they're not going to get me this time. They're not going to dethrone me. The Thor is Thursday. The TH, that represents Saturn energy, whether we want to say it in a different language. So another thing I'm experiencing is planes going every which way. I'm connected to the planes. If you look at the planes, you'll be able to see across. I was watching the History Channel, and they were talking about the founder of the Mormons, and they were talking about his story, and they were talking about his story and how he may have seen an alien, UFO, a plane, and different things like that. So that's really interesting. The History Channel comes out with certain truths when online information is presented, when people are documenting what they've been through. They're coming with more truths and things like that. So all my life I watched the Discovery and the History Channel. I realized that in reality they have been actually presenting my stories, but I know people online and on all different social medias are talking about different things. So I wanted to come here and talk about that. And as I walk along the path of the river, I'm going to continue to share parts of my story so it can be all together and it can be in wholeness. And what I realized is that, people are trying to limit me, limit where I go. But I'm not just for African American. People are walking past me smoking. Right now, I'm not smoking because in the word smoke, we have the word mo, and I'm connected to mojo, like medicine, like jewelry. I have in a purse that they made just for me that my man bought me. I have medicine and I have jewelry in it, and that's connected to mojo. And the bamboo is very wise, and I realized they're trying to get my mind, mojo jojo, like Austin Powers. I'm the PA in Austin Powers, and I realized they really want my mojo. And it's not funny that somebody was high online and somebody tried to give them milk and they said that they was on that mojo, but really they drugged that person just so I could see it on the TV, just so they can try to hurt us. And they wanted to get him to have an allergic reaction to the medicine while he was at a grocery store in a parking lot, because the Most High is connected to food in the market, and it's the parking. And I realized in the word, anything that got an ing in it is missing the king part. And I realized the K, the Kemet, the me, the Kalungi, the Chi, the Kaba Ra. That's me, and they can't take any of my elements away from me, you know. And what I realize is that people are trying to literally put roadblocks, whether it's man, whether it's nature. They're always trying to put a bump in my log. They're always trying to put roadblocks on me and stop me. But in our reality, there's good and bad people in all cultures. And if they think that I'm just going to be around supposedly African Americans and I'm not going to travel the world and be amongst all people from all different nations, they got it wrong. They try to capture me in holidays like International Friendship Day, and when I'm having the event, they had the HARP program make it thunderstorm and rain when it was supposed to be a clear day. I looked at the weather a week before, it was supposed to be a clear day, and they try to manipulate the things I do because I'm bringing the people together. And even at that event, I was manipulated by someone. Remember, I told you about the Franken spell. He wanted to give me, remember, I said donations is trying to donate or donate. And he gave me $100 because they want to keep it 100. And what he was really doing was cursing me. And I looked back on my event today after doing some investigation of people stealing my ideas. And I realized that remember I told you about pillow fights and food fights? That day in 2014, there was a pillow fight the same day as my event. So I'm able to go back in the past and realize the mockery and the insulting that these people do. But it's not only people who are supposedly Neanderthals who do that stuff. It's also supposedly niggas that do that stuff. So who is a nigga to say I shouldn't be around a Neanderthal, or a Neanderthal to say I shouldn't be around a nigga, when they're both doing things in the past to harm me so they can get to the planet? Also, remember I told you about the volleyball? I realized that month he was having a giant volleyball event. And so they're really trying to, we don't have red and purple in the volleyball. They do that for a reason. That's the root in the crown chakra. Those are saffron colors. Those are royal colors. Those are majestic crimsons, scarlet colors. And in the work, they're trying to scar the car, and we can't do that. So we got to be careful about how we treat our things. You know what I'm saying? They are doing things. They are trying to post on us with mail. So be careful about the mail. There's different spells that they're doing, and I just want all you to not be fearful. Like my sister said, we come with the armor of God. No weak pen shall prosper against us. You are not alone. We are all together in this. Never give up. Have confidence. Know that your ancestors are inside of you, and all of the Most High gods and all of the planets and all of the goddesses. You are loved. You are cherished. This was the evil of life. I'm coming, exiled. I'm not exiled from the garden. I'm just expressing my feelings. I'm coming unveiled because I want to show entail Saturn. I want y'all to all know where I'm coming from. I came with love energy, and that's how I'm going to live my life, and I'm going to elevate my frequency and my vibrations. This was the essence of this is essence versus everybody. It don't have to be. It don't have to be that way. But I do believe that I am Eve and I am E and I'm unique and no one's going to take Essence place because I am the best. This was the evil of life. I must confess. Essence.